All right, I'm going to touch on a few things here at the beginning, and then I'm going to, of course, timestamp as usual. Your time is valuable to me, and my time is valuable to me. I want to make sure you can, navigate through this as quickly as possible. But before I start, I am going to go through Nansen, by the way, and show you how I find these plays. Like I found TAONU that went 300% yesterday. So you'll get to see how I do all that. But before I do that, I want you to know, and I don't know that a lot of people know this, but if you look here on my pinned comment, and this isn't about me making money, this is about building something. I'm trying to build a Discord, a community. I'm actually going to be reinvesting a lot of the membership money into creating more things, more alpha for the community. So if you're interested in that, check my pinned comment. It's right there. You can look at everything. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. I'm not trying to market it. I just don't want you to miss out. So this is about TAONU. I had actually posted this. Look on my Twitter here, Bike for Sale, and you can see where I posted how that play worked. What else did I want to show? There's a really good video here by this guy. I forgot his name, but he did a really good animated explanation of Cubic. And well, there's a couple more things on there, but I'm not going to go over all of them. So really quick, we'll talk about ETH. I don't really care what Bitcoin's doing. ETH is kind of like the king of alts. So we just want to make sure that ETH's going up, and it looks like it's doing pretty well right now. It could get a little breakout soon. It needs to get past 2,700 if it does, and then there's another area here around 3,300 to 3,500. I think it could get up to here before it rejects again. I just want to see what market cipher looks like. And it's into the green here, and it's getting over the bullish line. So I think it's looking pretty good. This may be an even better view for most people. Well, yeah, RSI is over 50. But I like this view even better. So here's ETH Bitcoin pair. And it has a little, green bar that it's working on. And this is on the weekly chart. And you'll see a lot of people talking about, well, I think Bitcoin's going to do this, or I think the alts are going to do that. I mean, most of them are just using past historical data, just like I am. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. We're just trying to get the best informed information that we can. And so here in 2016, actually after the halving, we had a pretty big dip, but things were more parabolic back then compared to what they are now. And, we did get a dip under this resistance. So it happened the exact same way. And then it just kind of bounced around here and then took off after halving. But I think this is probably more similar to what's going to take place, although I don't really see the March 2020 dip happening. If we look back 70 days, currently we're 70 days prior to the halving roughly. And then if we look back on the from the 2018 bottom to the 2020 halving, we had a break above this little breakout line, just like it happened back here. Here's this little M structure, and it's just rolling back up to retest it, and then it rejects and goes sideways for a bit. And that's exactly what I'm seeing here. I actually drew this out maybe a month ago. Of course, I've moved it a little bit since then, but we have come up, we've tested it, now we're coming back down, and maybe we just do a little M structure, which is exactly what happened there. That's pretty much what happened there, although not exactly the same. If you look at the RSI, you could say there's a bullish divergence there. There's one there, but it's much more volatile, so it's not a true one. There is a bullish divergence there as well. So after the bullish divergence happens, you get this sideways action. Even though RSI got over 50, which is exactly what we want for altcoins, this one isn't quite there yet. It faked out once. So maybe we'll get that push above 50 RSI. It'll give alts the relief that we want to see, and February will be a good month. I still think, we could go up and down sideways until halving, and even a little bit before halving, just so you know. But, you're going to see a lot of FUD for your projects. Things out of the blue happen where it just dips for no reason. We've already seen it with a couple other ones. So just be aware that this is kind of like FUD season. And if you're willing to hold through it or to accumulate through it at the right levels, of course, you want to accumulate at support, not when it's breaking out. or not when it's got a big green candle. But if you're willing to do that, then 12 to 18 months from now, you'll be very happy that you did, assuming a 4-year cycle repeats. And there's no reason for us to think it won't, so far anyway. All right, this is one that I had called, and really the RSI doesn't matter. I mean, we'll just look at price action here. I had called this on the Discord, but I didn't really call it soon enough. I had seen it early way back here, and I kind of messed up on this one. I should have called it earlier, but it did about a 40x. And the only reason that I found this was through the Smart Money app, through Nansen. So I just want everybody to be aware of that. That's the way I'm finding these. And you have to know what you're doing, and you have to be willing to put in the time, but it's well worth the effort. Here's TAONU or TAONU. This one I did post, and I also posted it on Twitter. And I think it was kind of like right in here. And from there, it was a 300% move. And it could keep going. But my advice on ones like this that, maybe they're not a strong conviction play, maybe they're short-term play, at least take your initial out at 2x, because we've seen a lot of these coins like ENQAI or AIPG, some of these newer tokens, they may do like a 2 or 3x, and then all of a sudden they come all the way back down, and you wish you had taken your profit, or at least taken your initial. I mean, you could use that initial for something else, right? Instead of waiting for all this downtrend. So not saying that's going to happen with this one, although it could. Money flow is pretty thick here, and sometimes that's when a rollover could happen. But I'm not seeing, it's not tapering off just yet. And usually what I like to look at is 6-hour to get a better long-term feel for it. But, currently it is bullish, although it could pull back some. It looks like it is right now. Could pull back, anywhere into here for the full imbalance retrace or just 50% retrace. Any of those can happen. So here is a few that I am looking at. I'll get into these on these signals here in a second. Let me just run through these very fast. This one WAGMI, I saw it coming through on the Discord alerts that I have set up here on the SmartDex feed. And that's what all of these are. They're off the SmartDex feed. For some reason, it's not showing. It's probably just, well, no, it's not too new because it came out in July 2023. But for some reason, this one doesn't show the changes in total holders over the last 24 hours. And that's very important to me. If I'm seeing a number that's like over 50 or 100 or, even more, if it's a higher market cap, then that's a really good sign that, you've got a lot of new smart money, a lot of new, just buyers in general. Like if you look down here, sometimes you can look and say, okay, if I have more purchases than sales, which this one seems like it has, then that's a good sign. And then you can look at price action. It's already retraced this full breakout move right here. And actually, if we bring it up, I mean, I'm always going to bring the chart up on these. I'm not just going to look at, I don't know if it's WAGMI games. I'm not just going to look at Nansen only. Let's see what the price is on this one. 133. Of course, that's the ETH, wrapped Ether. Yeah, it's this one right here, 133. So it's done its full move back down. And, if you pull your fibs here from the bottom to the top, that's at least a 50% move, I bet. Yeah. So it's coming in here into the golden pocket. This could be a good buy. I mean, this is usually anytime you get a big, a really extended move that's just steadily going down. And you've kind of got some market structure that tried to build a higher high here, but it rejected right off the 382. So could it come down a little bit more? Sure. This would be a buy area probably. Just in general, looking at it, it has to get over this 0.5. So that's another way you could look at it. If you move back above the 0.5, that would be another good place to buy. And then if it loses it again, just get out until it gets back up to the 0.5. But this looks to me like it could end up being very bullish once it comes out of here. once it's done with its consolidation. And understand that these can just go sideways. I mean, look at I was just looking at Doge yesterday, which I'm not in this one. And that's not the greatest example, but this one had a sell off and then just went sideways and it's trying to get bullish again. And I don't know if the fibs worked out. Well, it's sitting around on the 0.5 for Doge. But I don't really care about this one, honestly, just because it's such a high market cap. So that's WAGMI. Here's the smart money on it. This is another reason to probably consider getting into this one. Smart money balances continue to rise even though price fell. Somebody bought 11,000, almost 12,000 a day. And you can even go in here and look at their wallet and see if they are, if they're consistently buying early on projects. And, that looks good. They got in before the pump. Of course, a lot of these coins I don't know, but you can just check their history. They got in before the pump there. So I'd say this is a pretty good wallet. It's a high balance wallet. It's a smart DEX trader. Anytime they have this little nerd emoji next to their wallet name, that means they are consistently profitable. It says the top address is ranked by realized profit, considering only on-chain trades via DEXs. And this excludes MEV bots. All right, here's HEX. It's definitely a higher market cap, but I just wanted to show that I've been seeing this one show up a lot. And it does seem like the total smart money balance is rising. So you could look at this one if you wanted a higher market cap play, or you could look at like PulseX because that's the other project within the HEX. I don't know if you want to call it a community or what, but this one or PulseX would be good ones to look at because they are a bottom play that seem to be getting a little bit of momentum anyway. Here's Inscribe. It's another one that I saw pop up. It is a newer coin, January 2024. Smart money is pretty much sideways as far as accumulation in wallets. So, I don't know that it's all that interesting. Buys and sells are about equal. Yeah, it's got negative 14 new holders over the last 24 hours. I mean, volume's not bad, though. It picked up from the previous one. If we look at the chart on this one, I think it's Inscribe 3023. Yeah, it's close. Yeah, this one's harder to read. I don't really know. I mean, it could come down to this wick right here at 24 cents, or it could retrace this all the way back to 10. I would let this one play out. It's really hard to read right now. You don't want to get into things that are risky, right? I mean, just play what the market gives you. Here's Pepe. I think it's like Pepe coin. Let's see. Let me make sure I got the right one. 9.5. It's pretty close. 3 zeros and a 1. No, that's not the right one. I have to make sure I have the correct. Well, maybe it is Pepe. So the Pepe coin. Well, I don't know. That's weird. Oh, it's saying less than 1. See, I don't know what the actual price. Let's see. Yeah, I think I've got the right one. But anyway, 59 new holders over the last 24 hours, which is a really good thing. Smart money sideways. I mean, it's got one of the wallets that I follow, which is a very good wallet. It's a high quality wallet. They have purchased within the last 24 hours. So this could be one to look at. Just check it out and see what you think. I can't, I can't call the play for people, but it keeps struggling right here. This is the price action. From a market cap standpoint, it struggles when it hits about, I don't know, 700, 800 million market cap. If it can get past that, then it'll take off. And it's a fairly big market cap, almost 400 million. And it looks like smart money has been purchasing. There's 232,000 more smart money coming in over the last 24 hours. So, it could make a move. It doesn't matter about the market cap. It can still make a move. It's really not that big, honestly. Okay, here's OLAS, about 18 new smart money holders. Inflows for smart money is 350K, so that's good. I think people are buying the dip on this one because it is a popular one. Yeah, so see how this continues to, it flattened off for a little bit. Now it's rising again. So there's definitely, like this person, especially right here, about 166,000 worth. This person bought 100,000 worth. There's some very high balance players in here, and they're accumulating on this dip. That's a really big volume candle there. And it's probably mostly buy volume, if I had to guess. Here's the Uniswap. I don't really agree that this would absolutely be the bottom. I mean, it could come down to here. Let's just see. One thing I'll always do is I want to pull my fib from the local low to the local high. And it is holding 382. I mean, you could have bought here, and I almost called this one the other day when I saw it touching this area. You could buy here and hold it in hopes that it does go up. I bet it's going to reject here at the 0.25. But if you were to get like a 4-hour candle or something under this 382, then, I mean, obviously it's at least coming to the 0.5 and probably coming down to the golden pocket here. Could even come all the way down here to the 786. Yeah, so these would be the two areas that I would be targeting if I see another rejection here at the 0.25. So you have to combine technical analysis with and pulling a fib line. I mean, that's no big deal, but you have to combine technical analysis with smart money. And that's the two most powerful things, I believe, as far as trading. Pretty big market cap on this one, but it seems like it doesn't have trouble moving, especially once it retraces. If it gets a full retrace like that, might be a good buy. Now, I want to show you one on the flip side that I don't think is a very interesting one right now, although it is a good project. You've got a negative number here. Almost 170 people have sold off Restake. Now, obviously, you could look at it in a better light. Like you could say, well, if this many people are getting out, it's capitulation, and it might be a good opportunity to buy. 35 million market cap. It's a fairly new coin. It's one that's followed a lot on Twitter. Let's just see what the smart money. Yeah, smart money is coming down. So it's just not that interesting right now. But like you've got definitely more money coming out than going in right now. And you can actually see that here, negative 16,000 over the last 24 hours. But again, you could say, well, it's down 70%. This would be a good opportunity if I like this project. So it's one of those, if it's a high conviction play for you, then this could be a really good buy area. You're just buying the FUD, right? But just be sure on that. Be sure it's one that you want to hold for a while, because sometimes even if it comes down here and finds the bottom, it could go sideways for a bit or come up and down and take a while to really break out. All right, so I want to show you how I go through these signals. So first of all, let me make sure I have all these filters right. This one's not showing. Okay, so these are the 4 I like to use, and it takes a while to go through these. But really what you want to find is, I almost called this one yesterday ID, but it had such a high market cap I didn't want to. And the reason for it is I saw that it had a massive change in outflow, which outflow is good. If you have coins coming off of an exchange, then that means somebody bought and they're storing them, and one day they'll sell them in the future. Here's a good example right here. OS had a DEX outflow of 205,000. That's 45x the recent average. So if this one hadn't gone up, I mean, it's a good low market cap. If it hadn't already gone up 200%, I'd probably be very interested in it. I mean, we can look at it real quick. Let me just close all these. Yeah, so 91 new holders. Inflows for smart money wallets are 50,000, which isn't bad. I mean, it's a low market cap. Looks like it's had mostly buys. Yeah, there's an uptick on smart money. It was this person right here. We can actually look at them. Are they profitable? Just look at a couple coins they've purchased. Do they know how to get in early? Yeah, they got in early there. Doesn't really matter where they sell. Just, if they, oops, I opened the wrong one. Just if they got in early. Yeah, they did okay there. So, good wallet anyway. Let's see. Yeah, so mostly buys here, looks like for the most part. I mean, you can go down here and say, okay, look at all these buys. Are they more than the sales over the 24 hours? And yeah, it looks like it. These buys are much bigger. And it kind of tells you that up here anyway. And this looks like a triangle on the price action. So it could even break out even more. What is it? OS. Sometimes I don't know if I'm getting the right. I'm getting the right coin. And it can't be the right one. Sometimes I have to look it up. Like OS token, Ethereans. Probably not it. And you can look at the logo to match the logo on Nansen. See if you have the right one. Just see what it shows. Okay, it was the other one. So it is this one. And you can get it on Uniswap and ZEGX. And if you're not sure if you have the right contract, you can also copy that and paste it in here. So now we have 100, I think it's even gone up since we've been watching it. It's got over 100 new wallets, new purchases over the last 24 hours. So let's see if we already looked at the smart money. Oh yeah, we're going to look at this chart. And it was called Ethereans. Yeah, it looks like, oh, okay, I see. So this is actually, that's what I was getting at here, how it looked like it had a triangle. This is actually lagging a little bit. Whereas if you go on TradingView, it already broke out of that triangle. Triangle's a real, I mean, if I had seen this early, I would have said this looks like a really good play, because if you've got a triangle like this, and this is just, don't worry about that, that's a deviation. But if you see market structure breaking above a previous lower high, now it made a higher high, and then you come back and you make like a triangle formation, these are really powerful, especially if it's near a support level. So even though this thing had already taken off, you don't have to buy this, you don't have to buy this. You just wait for it to constrict a little bit, and then you buy the breakout or, something like that. But this thing could keep going. I don't know for sure. I mean, it could come down and retest this area first, or maybe just do a shallow retrace. Trying to think of what yeah, I mean, it could just do something like that and then take off again, or a little bit further down to here-ish. Looks pretty strong right now, and people seem to be interested in it as far as the new wallets. So yeah, this is, I'm going to save this one because this is definitely one to watch. All right, let's jump to the next one. I'm not worried about this because this is dispersed. That means people are selling. Here's accumulated Pendle. It's not really enough of a multiplier for me to get excited about. IMX, I could look at that one, but it's such a high market cap. I mean, I don't like messing with high market caps just because they move slower. There are 88 new holders. Outflow from the exchanges is 1 million. Yeah, I mean, this is ticking up a little bit, and there are some big players, but and it is, it is moving up, but I'm just not interested in those higher market caps. I can't do it. Here's a good one. Okay, so we've got 616x, the recent average of ASM. This is 204 million. It's not bad, but actually it's losing wallet holders for some reason. Oh, that's why. So here's really good alpha on this one. If you're in a ASM for any reason, you've got wallets coming out, you got people selling and they don't hold any ASM anymore. So this is definitely a signal to watch for a top. Yeah, smart money, there's a downtick there. It's called a symbol. We'll look at it. Yeah, so you're already getting a little bit of a sell off there. And if you sold just a little bit here, maybe you just take your initial out, that's fine, but it's already down 40% from the top. Well, I take that back. That's just the wick. It's down 30%. If you can get out within 30% of a top, you're doing great, if it went up a bunch. All right. So I'm not really interested in this one because it looks like it's gonna come back down, at least temporarily. Here's CAS. It's up about 10x. Not the price, but the people interested in it. Price been going sideways for a bit, a little bit of an uptick, a little bit of volume increase there. Smart money sideways. Nothing to see there. There's really not that much smart money in this one, which is surprising. I'm guessing some had already sold off prior to this. It's a pretty big volume candle over the last 7 days, though. Let's just see what it looks like here. Yeah, a little breakout there. I still see this is our local low. So holding the 382, I still think it could come down here to the 0.5, and it's been so aggressive. Was that a 50x? I think no, it's more than that. It's 115x from the very bottom, or at least from this bottom. I mean, it could come all the way down here to 5 cents, but just because it's having a breakout here, a little mini breakout, doesn't mean it keeps going. And also, it doesn't mean it can't keep going, but it has to get back above like 12 cents. Yeah, right around 12 cents. Good token for sure, though. I'm just not interested in it right now as far as a short-term trade. We've got FET. I've been seeing a lot of people buying this one over the last couple of days. New holders. Smart money pretty much sideways. There is a sell over the last. Oh, sorry, that's a market maker. Never mind. Scratch that. If we pull FET up, that was a 3x move. This could just be a pause before it moves higher. If I take the local low, sitting right at the 786. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of coins do this right now where they come down right around the shoulder right here that was created, and then they'll just go sideways for a bit and then maybe take off. Resistance coming back up will be around 62 to 65, I would say. Just looking at it quickly. Yeah, not much to say about this one. I don't think it's ready to take off just yet. But I mean, obviously somebody, there's some people out there that are seeing some value in buying right here. And that's all you can go by sometimes is just the price action. What is this one? CHR balance has increased on this one. So far, the only one that I see that's even interesting to me is OS. And it's already up at 2x. This one doesn't look all that interesting, I don't think, unless this shows something. I mean, it's slowly rising here. Oh, wow, price took off. So this looks a lot like what OS did. where it did a little triangle, then took off. If you ever see a triangle, definitely pay attention to it. If you get a breakout to the upside with volume, you can make a lot of money. Oh, virtual. I actually alerted this one to the group, the Discord group yesterday, because I've been seeing it pop up and it's got 47 new holders. It doesn't have a whole lot of momentum yet, but it is moving. There's a lot of buys coming in. Smart money's kind of down though, which is odd. You'd figure it would align, but oh yeah, look at that. I actually hadn't looked at it today yet. And this one is virtual protocol actually. I had no idea this one took off like that. I don't really remember where I alerted it. It may have been up here somewhere. So anybody that got in probably didn't get in real early, but they are in a profit currently. And I don't like to chase green candles, by the way. So, if you're not in that one, I wouldn't mess with it right now. This one had a DEX outflow that wasn't real big. It's a 6x multiplier, but the thing that's interesting about this one is it's a new coin. There's hardly any smart money in it, though. And you can see how long this takes. I mean, just to find one good play, it's not easy. And I do this multiple times a day if I can. This may not be a bad play, actually. I mean, what I'm looking at here is you got a marginally higher high with buying pressure right here at a previous, well, what could be new support. And there's really not a whole lot to go by on this one. It's so new. Your obvious rejection areas would be, I don't think it would really reject much here, but it could. I mean, if it gets bullish, I think it would probably reject in here, maybe. What would that be? Is it even worth it? Yeah, it's a 2x. Hmm. Just not enough history yet to really tell. I'm just not positive if this is the bottom or not, is the problem. I guess one thing you could do is wait for it to get back above here, reestablish this support area. It is marginally higher high from this action right here, though. So usually that's like a warning, or not a warning, but an alert that, it could get back above on the next push up. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on this one, especially since it's not many smart money on it. I'm just going to find the ones that look the most interesting to me. I don't want to mess with any super high cap. This is one I found yesterday. I mean, look at the daily average of top holders. It's called Artificial Liquid Intelligence Token. I mean, it's been pretty much flat. There's not a whole lot of volume right now is the problem. Smart money is ticking up slowly, 200 million market cap. I mean, not bad. There was something about the chart I didn't like currently, though. I guess because it was just going down. But this is a bull flag. Just trying to find the level here. So here's some support for sure. Maybe as low as there. Resistance maybe right in there, maybe a little bit lower. Is that move even worth it? Not really. I mean, it is a newer coin, so it could be more explosive than what I realize. Did do a 10x there. I mean, there is some resistance right here, actually, just currently kind of right in here. So in this case, I would probably wait. I would probably wait until it at least got here above this 0224 area. It needs to reestablish this support or lost support. So not really interesting just yet. Yeah, here's an interesting one. 98 million market cap, 60 new holders, a lot of buys coming in. It's fairly new coin, November of last year. CAGA. You're going to come across a lot of tokens that you don't recognize. Yeah, I think this is the right one. Pretty ugly chart, really, but that's just because it's new. Hmm. Yeah, this is another one of those where you need to, I think it's better to wait, see if it can recover this lost support. Anyway, it's somewhere in this zone right here. 001 to 0011, something like that. If it recovers that and gets back above, then you're good. Nothing to see currently. But I mean, this is definitely an alert. Sometimes I'll see these and then 2 days later it'll take off. So, if you're interested in watching this one, put it on your watch list or something. Axel, 1 billion market cap. This one could be interesting. No new holders though. Oh wow, look at that volume. So here's massive volume while price is pretty much staying flat. That's interesting. It's an older coin, which I don't really like. Berry. So it's had one push down, two pushes down. Does it do another fake up and then come down one more time? Money flow seems to be thinning out here, but I don't think it's ready just yet. Hmm. This is a tough one to read. Well, that's another situation where if you wanted to play this one, just watch for this. There's some support. Lost support is somewhere in here. Yeah, something like that. It needs to get back above 00044. Yeah, that would be the point where you'd probably get more interested. Because the thing is, you don't want to end up having to hold this thing further down like that. That's really interesting, though. That's a ton of volume coming in with not much movement. And usually these big volume candles, unless those volume candles are lying. No, there they are right there. So it had a big push. which was about a 2x move. And now it's retraced half of it. I mean, I guess you could call this maybe a inverted head and shoulders if it holds here. And then if it got back up here, then it would break out for a pretty big move, I would imagine. You know, 2 to 3x, something like that. I think this is probably a signal that it could do something soon, but it's one I would watch, you know, for a bit. I would be careful with it initially and just see what it does. Maybe watch it over the next 24 hours, see if it makes a move. See if we can find more low caps here. Bone I've been talking about, it's actually gone up a bit. I mean, it bottomed out hard. There are 21 new holders on it. Well, at the time when I was looking at it, it seemed like smart money was coming up, but it's kind of going sideways a little bit. I noticed that there was a big, like a SHIB millionaire that had bought some of this Shiba swap bone. I don't like the chart at all. I mean, it's from a macro perspective, it's an ugly chart, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, we're looking for bounces. We want to make a little bit of money here and there. I think I called this one probably down here. I know it was a couple of days ago. So, you know, 15%, not that big of a deal, but you know, it could keep going. But I mean, if you threw in $1,000 on this one for a low risk play, like it, you know, like I felt like it was at the time, then and volume does seem to be trending up anyway. But you know, you made $100, and that's just on spot. You know, you made more on leverage. Actually, let me see. When did I call this one? 2-4. Yeah, I said I added it to the short-term ideas list. It popped up today on signals. Top 25 holders increased. Balance 197 times the daily average. And then it had the picture of it there, even though it was down. So, you know, smart money kind of helps you, or Nansen kind of helps you find things that are actionable, things that are sometimes ready to go instead of, you know, sitting in a coin forever. That's what I like about it. All right, we'll look at a few more here, and then I want to get into something different. Let's see, here's Pond. You know, I told people about this one a long time ago, and it just didn't do anything. It just went sideways forever. It was kind of like right in here. But that's exactly how it works, right? You know, things are boring. Nobody wants to buy when it's boring or when it's down. And I had bought some here, and I got a little bit impatient with it. And I think I sold it somewhere in here. But you know, even this sideways action was boring for people. But you know, it started creating market structure, higher highs, higher lows, and then it finally just blasted off. This all has to happen before the blast off. You know, you don't get it to shoot straight up immediately, usually. But look how these volume bars just got bigger and bigger. You know, these were signals that something big was going to happen. And smart money's pretty much sideways. I think in a situation like this, I mean, it's already moved so much that it's probably going to hit some resistance here. I mean, this looks like a bear flag to me, or a rising wedge anyway. I think this is the same. Actually, I may be looking at the wrong one. Sorry. Here it is. Yeah, so here's your volume bars down here. Money flow could be coming down here. It looks like it's rolling over possibly. Doesn't mean it has to stop. What I like to look at is these order blocks up here. I think it could even come up here to 036 or so. Might get a rejection there, or it might even come up here to you know, somewhere in this area. 04 to 05. A couple of different spots it could reject at. But I talked about at the time how, you know, it's just been hitting this wall, hitting this wall. And then it finally, right here, started breaking through it. You know, market structure is the most important thing. Price action is most important. It's above all other things. So learn that first if you're trying to learn anything. on TA. TA is not perfect, but sometimes it can get you in early. 17 new holders on PRQ. This one's been showing up a little bit. Looks like it actually already took off. Smart money's low though. I mean, this doesn't mean that it can't go anymore, but it's just not all that interesting to me. Just because the total holders or the new holders is kind of a low number. I'd rather see something around 50 would be nice. And it may get there. It's just not there just yet. Flip, I've been seeing this one a whole lot lately, but 450 million market cap. I don't know. Something more around 200 million market cap. I feel better about. We'll just see what smart money shows. It's sideways. I'm not worried about that one. But see, here's PRQ showing up again. This is another thing showing. Maybe this is one to look at. Guess it's Parsec. Yeah. So do we have any market structure here? I mean, definitely there is, but does it go sideways longer? It might. So you got one touch, and you could just call this whole thing two touches. I don't know. You might be able to call this a third, but usually it'll come down one more time. And then on the third attempt to break out, that's when it finally goes. I don't know that it's ready just yet because volume is trending down currently. All right. So anyway, you can kind of see this. That's 2 billion. You can kind of see how I do this. Maybe it'll help you out. And of course, all this is much easier when the market's going up. And I've been trying to find these plays while the market's down, and you're not going to find a lot of people trying to do that. So just realize that it's much more difficult to find winners in that case. When the alt market's not doing good, there's very few alts that actually move up. So let me show you on my dashboard, just maybe a couple other ways that you can find things. Of course, here on the dashboard for Nansen, you can look at the last 24 hours, what people are putting money into, the sectors, last 7 days. Yeah, you can look at either one. And then I like this as well. This is kind of just a quick way to view what smart money is buying currently. And these are higher caps. Link is 18 billion. Flip. PEPE is in there. But you can switch it to new tokens, which helps you find things early to see what people are buying for smart, as far as smart money goes. There's another view on this. You don't have to look at it this way. But here's just a couple of them. CAD. Barl I didn't like. It kept going down, so I got rid of that play. Tressel's been showing up a lot lately, but a lot of these are down. See, this is what's crazy. I found Pandora. I found this one like 5 days ago, but it just didn't seem like it was doing anything. And now it's got, 200 wallets coming in, 136 million market cap. So at the time when I saw it, it was probably around what? I don't know, 30 million market cap, 40, 50 million, something like that. So massive volume. I mean, you want to see this volume much bigger than the previous few. Brand new coin came out February 2024. So smart money finds these plays. That's what I want people to understand. And it's not always smart money that finds them. Of course, it's, just regular wallets that aren't labeled as smart money find it too. So if we look at Pandora, and I think that was part of it, there just wasn't much of a, there wasn't much of a chart yet to really decide whether it was a good play or not. But if we go all the way down to a 15-minute, I was probably looking at something like this, and it's just really hard to tell that anything is going on until you get more price action. Yeah, I don't really think this is the time to buy it personally, but the other thing that I thought was really strange is it started out like $1,000 per coin. So that's probably what turned me off, honestly. But here's a big red volume candle at a peak on money flow. So regardless of the price, what it costs, I probably wouldn't be jumping into this one. Low market cap, high price. It's just very strange. So now that I'm thinking back, that's probably why I didn't look at it. But it went up regardless. So let me show you just a few more things here. I know this has gone pretty far or pretty long. Well, I can show you some more new tokens. Hang on. And you can sort it by 7-day or 24-hour. I mean, I prefer 24-hour usually, just to see which ones are getting the quickest money coming into them. We'll just look at this one rug real quick. Yeah, nothing to see here really on the smart money. And buys and sells are about equal. In this case, you just have to look at the chart here. I don't know if that's the right one. Well, maybe it just came out. Well, anyway, there's not enough information on that one either. But you can switch to low caps. Just trying to see if there's anything here that looks even in. Oh, just this one here, GMEE. I was looking at that one more recently. It seemed like it had some people trying to step in and defend the bottom. Yeah, so this is actually really interesting on this one. I'm not in this one and I hadn't really planned on buying it, but just from a market structure perspective, this is a higher high. And I can't remember what coin we were looking at just a minute ago, but this could be a really good place to buy, possibly. And of course, it's not financial advice, but this was resistance at one point, and now if this holds, it's support. So you may be buying support here. I mean, look at this big wick. This could be a really good play. And we'll just look at this real quick just to see what the smart money's doing and stuff. Yeah, smart money's rising. That's good. It's got like Animoca brands in it, some other funds. Let's just make sure there's not any huge holders. So these are market makers up here. I mean, Animoca owns 6%. That's not great. They actually, yeah, 6%. Okay. And that's just to tell, if there's somebody on there that could dump on you before you could sell. So 42 million market cap. I can't tell how many new wallets have purchased. How much did it come down? It's 89% from that local top. From the local bottom, you're up 20x. And you have retraced. I mean, it wigged down to almost the 0.75. You're trying to hold the 0.5. This doesn't look bad at all. I mean, I'm not saying that it can't come down and cover this wick. It still could for sure. I need to look at it some more, but you could throw a little bit into it. Again, not financial advice, but if it was me, might throw a little bit into it at this point. And if it was to lose kind of right in here, yeah, I would just call. Sometimes I'll do this. I'll type in bullish above here for our group. And then what you can do is if it falls below that with like a 4-hour candle or something, then maybe just get out. And then if it recovers it, then you can get right back in. But you need a full 4-hour candle on either side to confirm. So yeah, that was really interesting actually. Okay, let's just do a few more things here. I showed you that part. Let me show you this smart money token inflow. Even if you have a free Nansen account, you can actually look at this window, which, it may help you. So this first page is usually not that great just because these are tokens that have already moved a lot. Usually I like to look at the second or third page. Olas is on there. Gel is one that I was going to look at again. I've been seeing that one pop up a lot lately. Started to make a call on it, but decided not to. Prisma, HEX, I almost made a call on that. There's that WAGMI again. And this is just 24-hour inflow. So this means smart money is purchasing these things. I think the CS token went up 10x. Yeah. So that's interesting. A coin named Yup went up a bunch, and then one named Yes went up right after it. So, watch for those. I guess watch for that macro narrative. If you see something like this, or micro narrative, whatever you call it, angle we talked about not long ago. Kabosu. I haven't seen that one yet. There's actually quite a few here. And what I'm doing is I'm holding down CTRL and clicking here on my computer. Okay. Anyway, you can go through and see these and say, okay, there's 10 holders here. Not great, but it is moving up. Actually, it's moving up a lot. 21 on Prisma. And that's pretty good when it's down already. That might be one to look at. I'm not going to look at all these. KEX, I'm probably not interested in. It's got -6. WAGMI, we already looked at. Bytes, I was actually looking at this one last night because it could be a bottom play, but you need to see some volume come in. Angle, not really doing much, but it's in the boring zone, so watch for volume on that. Kabosu, it's trying to come up a little bit. That may be one to look at here. It's not even 1 million market cap. I'm going to look at this one and I'll report back on it. Let me close these. Here is Capital KAP. This is curling up. This could be a good one to look at. I'll also look at this one and report back. GMEE, I'm going to look at, and then I'll look at this one. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there because this has been too long anyway. And I'll try to do another one of these real soon. And just let me know, talk in the comments if there's anything you want me to cover, or, whatever comes to your mind. Just ask me any questions you have. All right, we'll talk to you soon.